Yes, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the globe. Just before I start, I want to tender an all-reserved apology to all our viewers for starting today's program 20 minutes behind schedule. You understand that things of technology sometimes is difficult, but we are here now. My apologies on behalf of all of us. Having said that, today, the 4th of September 2022, is your darling program, The Comrade and Friends. And we are starting seriously. Like we said, the issue of Nigeria is an ever ongoing, evolving discussion. And today, still on the road to 2023, we are asking a very critical question. Is Wike really becoming obedient? I believe our musketeers and your contributions will help us deepen a bit of understanding into that. I'm not here alone. We have a full house. Remember, we promised last Sunday that our indefatigable musketeer, Dr. Tony Agbons, will be with us. Indeed, he's here with us, and CNC is here with us. I remain your friend and brother, Comrade Pharmacist Augustine Iremira. So without wasting time, I'm going to call on CNC, Comrade Lante to greet the people. Comrade Lante, please.
Thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Austin Iremira. God bless you, my brother. Thanks a lot for all you do. Yes, Nigerians, greetings to you all. It's the Comrade Show, and this segment is the one we call the Comrade and Friends. I am glad to welcome you. You know the drill. Just share, share, and share. But don't forget, we're asking the question, is Wike becoming obedient? Over to you, Austin.
Thank you so much, my brother Comrade Lante, for re-emphasizing that. Just to say, Comrade, you are looking very sweet. I know you had a short holiday and you are back. You are really looking really refreshed. But even while you were away, you were still obediently obedient because we know you were still doing some stuff on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you, sir.
For our people, we have Dr. Tony Agbons is back with us. Comrade Dr. Tony Agbons, can you greet our people?
Yes, so my people, I greet all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us in the world. I really missed this show last Sunday. I couldn't join the groove and the trees. And I'm happy to be back this first Sunday of September. Really glad to be back. I thank you for joining us. And I join the pharmacist Comrade Iremira to apologize for us starting behind schedule today due to some hitches we had with technology. It's good to be here. And I must say here, just as I have joined to say that we are kicking off with the program immediately. There's no time to waste. I'm glad to be here. Over to you, pharmacist.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. But the ball is actually in your court. Last Sunday, you represented the Comrade Show in a very important event. Can you take it up from there? Our people want to hear from you.
Oh, yes. It was glitz and glamour, razzmatazz, and panache, colors and visuals at the inspirational mentor and model award UK 2022. And comrade, I must say that this show, the Comrade Show, scooped an award last Sunday. We were honored at that very colorful event, and I'm sure we are going to see some visuals. This is an award that is bestowed on ordinary people and organizations who are impacting humanity, who are doing, great things for humanity. And we were really honored, and I was honored to represent us at that colorful event last Sunday. A lot of dancing, a lot of, beautiful people, handsome people, like you can see. And it wasn't just the Comrade Show that picked an award. We have one of the members of the board of trustees of this show, our very own elegant sister, Dr. Loretta Oduwari Ogboroko. She also picked an award for her work, in society, same as well as our Mama Evangelist, Evangelist Gladys Osamuyime Ogbede. You can see her in this visual. She was also honored for all that she is doing, globally. Comrade award for the Comrade Show. I don't know what you feel, my brother.
To be honest, it's quite humbling. It's honestly quite reassuring. I mean, things like this, make you get to understand that your contributions, to Nigeria's development, human development, and everything, they are not a waste of time. People are watching, they're observing, and all that. So I think it's many thanks to the team, the organization, that put that together, and of course recognize the Combo Show as an influential, role model award. And I think what it does is to spur us to continue to live as we have been living, of course, do things and improve on the things we're doing to continue to contribute to human development as far as Nigeria is concerned. So we are very grateful to them. We are grateful to everyone who's involved, and of course, grateful to you, Dr. Tony Agbons, who represented the team right there, and of course, Dr. Loretta Boroko, and of course, to a very top supporter of the Comrade Show, Evangelist, Ubede. The three of you, did great, honestly, and we're happy. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Like I said, it was a very well attended event in Southeast London. People travel from far and near, far and wide to attend the program. Pharmacist Remiran, this was an award organized by the Faith Academy, a non-governmental organization in the United Kingdom. And Comrade Show picking up this award, like we are seeing here. What is your take, my brother?
Thank you, Dr. Tony Agbons. I think it was great. I mentioned it in passing last Sunday, and I'm happy that we are talking about it now. I'm so happy for the two other people that got the award, our own Dr. Loretta Boroko and Evangelist Gladys Ogbede. And of course, I would say the icing on the cake was the one that was given to the Comrade Show. I think the one that was given to the Comrade Show is not really for us, it's for the people. Because we've said countless number of times, we are nothing without the people. And the show is actually for the people. So our people, I say congratulations for that. And then when you get an award like this, there's something behind it. It spurs you on to do more. So I say to Comrade Show and to people that were victorious on that day to be awarded, let us not relax. Let's begin to fire on and do more for society.
Thank you very much. So over to you. I think I'll hand the baton to you now, Comrade Pharmacist.
And just before Comrade Pharmacist Remira, comes on, let me quickly just show the award to the Comrade Show fans and followers. We have received it now. That seat is dedicated to everybody, the family, the general family of the Comrade Show team, and everybody that is supporting the Comrade Show. Yeah. So thank you so much. This is it. It's a good honor, and we are glad, and thank you to everybody. Over to you, from Sister Emira.
Thank you so much, Correlante, for showing our viewers the wonderful award. I believe in time to come, we're going to have a full expose where all our awards will be in full glare for many of our viewers to come and feel and touch physically. Overall, congratulations to the Comrade Show. I must at this point thank Ukenwa Anthony. I think our viewers are very supportive of this show. Ukenwa has raised something very important about my mic volume. I think we noticed that during the course of preparation. Hopefully that will be worked on. But Ukenwa Anthony, it just shows how really concerned and following we all are. Thank you so much for that. Still in the spirit of celebration, last week, I think the week just passed, a very important man in Nigeria celebrated his birthday. And that birthday, I must say, almost immediately became a jamboree because it's a political season. Who is who in Nigeria? Who is leading one political forum or the other in Nigeria were there. no other person but a reverend father, a bishop, the people's bishop, a crusader for good government, a man of peace, and a man that is ready to speak truth to power. No other but Bishop Hassan Kukah. Bishop Hassan Kukah is no longer, it's not a news in Nigeria. He is an enigma, and in certain instances, we can even call him a deity and an ancestor in advocating for justice for the people. Hassan Kukah has been in limelight for the last 25 years in Nigeria. He was at one time the chairman or president of the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria in Lagos, where he was very vocal in speaking truth to power and even speaking to the military rule in Nigeria. And after then, he was appointed bishop of Sokoto Diocese, and he has been ruthless. He speaks truth really to power. And he also came to limelight again during the Obasanjo regime, when the Okuta panel was instituted. Bishop Hassan Kukah played a very pivotal role. So, in the celebration of the 70 years was really glorious. If you haven't read a piece by Ruben Abati of Arise, I find that piece very wonderful. He captured everything about Bishop Hassan Kukah. And in Nigeria, even in Africa, where there are very few people that speak truth to power, that tell religious leaders how it is, no matter the divide. It's obvious and it's good for such a man to be celebrated. Me being a Catholic and an ardent follower, I admire him very well, and I take his fruitfulness. He's doing so well for Nigeria, for Christendom, for Catholicism, and indeed for Sokoto State. He has taken a step further as well to establish the Hassan Kukah Center that gives succor to people in need. I understand many people, many indigent people in Nigeria have been sponsored to take up one form of activity or educational pursuit of the other. And at that celebration, there was fundraising for the development of the Hassan Kukah Center in Abuja. Brothers, my friends, fellow comrades, this is a man that needs to be celebrated. What do you have to say about the man, Bishop Hassan Kukah? Dr. Tony Adams.
Comrade Pharmacist Remira, I think you've said it all. This is a man that needs no introduction in the Nigerian environment and space. Very well known. And like you said, he speaks the truth. He doesn't bend his words. He doesn't use diplomatic tongue to change blue to green. He says it as it is. To any government in power, when they do well, he will give commendation. And when they fall short of expectation, he will criticize and criticize very objectively without mincing words. Happy birthday, sir. A lot of Nigerians love you. You have inspired people like us to speak the truth at all time, irrespective of whose us is God. So he's a, like I always say, he's a quintessential Nigerian, very cerebral, intellectual, straightforward, and I wish you good health and many happy returns of the day. And especially at a time like this, when we are moving to another time of making choice of leadership at all levels in Nigeria, the voice of men like Bishop Matthew Hassan Kukah will be very, very loud. And I pray that God Almighty continue to strengthen this great son of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Adams. Those are wonderful words. I want to expect and believe in my mind that Hassan Kukah is obedient, although by his calling, he's not allowed to be partisan. He should remember where he is and continue to speak the truth. Hassan Kukah has got so many laurels under his belt. He's a poet, he's a writer, and a winner of so many awards. Comrade Osa Oriahi, what's your take on this enigma?
There are, if Nigeria today become what we hope it would be, there are many heroes, okay, who are who are becoming heroes today. And there are heroes that have been there. And those heroes that have been there, inspiring the younger heroes, when they celebrate like this, we must talk about them. And Bishop Kukah is one of those heroes, Nigerian heroes, that, has always been there. He's always be in the forefront, speaking truth to power, fighting for a more just society, a society that we should identify with as a society of justice. It's always been there, and it's been fearless and all of that. So I think that when people like this they are alive, we really need to celebrate them. It's not when they are gone we start talking about how much they've contributed and how exemplary they've been. And so I like to see that for many of us and for what we believe in. And I think we've been greatly inspired by the fearlessness of people like Bishop Kukah. We'll be greatly inspired by their doggedness, and of course we'll be greatly inspired by their own life's trajectory and how exemplary they have been. And I want to say with all sense of humility and duty, a very big, happy, glorious birthday to Bishop Kukah. And I pray that God will grant him long life to still be there, and not just to see the promised land, but to enter the promised land. And on the issue of whether he's obedient, I want to believe that every Nigerian who represent the posture of someone like Bishop Kukah must naturally be obedient, because what Kukah wants is a better Nigeria. And obedience today represents everything better Nigeria, a new Nigeria. And so therefore, whether he declares it publicly or not, we know that, soul, spirit, body, and everything, he is obedient. And so there is no question. But I leave it at that. But a very big happy birthday to Bishop Kukah.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lanti. I wanted to put the spanner in the works, and you never failed me. Anyway, to Bishop Matthew Asan Kukah, the Comrade Show rejoice with you. We wish you long life and prosperity, and we say continue in your good work. Thank you so much for that. Going straight right now to the cocoa of the matter. Many viewers and fans out there, our phone line will be displayed shortly. Please remember the deal. Ring in, ask your questions, say something, make a comment. All we do is to deepen our democracy, our quality, and to make our country better. Like I said in the intro, the road to 2023 is Governor Wike of Rivers State really obedient? Today, members of this show, the Musketeers, will help us understand it. And now, where and who and how does Wike do things? Is he going to pepper them like Lante would always say? Only time indeed will tell. Is PDP the only party in Nigeria at the moment? No. Where is APC? Is everybody queuing up behind the Obedient movement and the labor movement? This we are going to talk about. So right now, comrades and friends, without wasting time, this man...
The matter is that if you can't beat them, you join them. Yes, so we can pepper them. I say pepper them. Which are designers to pepper them. I say pepper them. We can't reach you to pepper them. Oh, yeah, say pepper them. Your designers to pepper them. Oh, yeah, say pepper them. We get you are better than the best.
That's good. Like Ruben Abati would always say, when a baby is crying, you give a baby milk or give him baby food or even something to drink. So we'll be going straight to talk about Wike, but just before then, a few things have been happening within the Obedient movement and Obi himself. There's been so many tours here and there. Obi has been on the road for the last 2 weeks, touring, starting from Lagos, Abuja, to North America, to Europe, and everywhere. Dr. Tony Agbons. Last week, we talked about the many meetings of Peter Obi. Today, we are talking about the many tours of Peter Obi. What does this portend for Peter Obi and Ahmed Yusuf Dati's movement and the labor movement, and indeed the 2023 elections? What do you have to say about these many tours?
Thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Ramira. His Excellency Dr. Peter Obi is indeed touring the globe. You know, he's romancing, you know, with Nigerians in the diaspora. He has been to Canada, to the US, to Germany, and there are other places lined up. He's having conversations and discussions, town hall meetings, Zoom meetings. He's talking to people. He's, you know, sending out his message, and his message is being understood. He's speaking the language we all understand, just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So everybody is getting his message. The momentum is building. The Obidati movement is taking over the global space. People are identifying with the message and the lyrics of his music. And my brother, to make it more exciting, back home in Nigeria, it is one rally upon the other, another rally being planned. In fact, the entire space has been taken over. So the tours and the talk, Obi doesn't speak through proxy. People do not speak for him. He goes to occasions and he will speak. He goes for interview, then you will interview him, he will speak. He has nothing to hide. He's very verifiable. You can verify him at any time. So, what a time to be a Nigerian. I am very happy to be an Obedient. Very happy. I'll stop there for now, my brother.
If I take it from you, Dr. Tony Agbons, you really like the tour. You are enjoying it and you think it's hard. I'm coming straight to CNC, the most obedient fellow of planet Earth. Some people have asked me, and I'm going to ask you again. We in diaspora, we are not voting. Why is Governor Peter Obi, with this labor movement, with his VP Yusuf Dati, why are we relevant? Why is he spending so much energy in coming to the diaspora? What's your take on these so many tours of Peter Obi from Atlanta?
Thank you very much, bro, for that question. But let me quickly start by saying that, you know, I am a child of God. I'm a Christian. You know, the Bible says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added unto you." And I came to understand that everything in life, including politics, there is a kingdom that we have to seek first before everything falls into place. And I must tell you that the understanding of that kingdom that you have to seek first, okay, is already a very strong pathway to becoming victorious. Peter Obi understands the importance of the Nigerian diaspora community. And Peter Obi understands that, you know, the economic quagmire, you know, where Nigerian finds ourselves today is such that, you know, the Nigerian people's economy is sustained largely by Nigerians in diaspora. And therefore, the Nigerians in diaspora hold a lot of influence over their families, their friends, and their communities. And therefore, if you must reach the heart of the people at home, you know, you want to probably explore many ways of reaching their hearts. And one of the major ways of reaching the hearts of these people on the ground is by meeting with their families, their friends, and their allies and their, you know, colleagues who live abroad. Those that, you know, probably who weigh so much influence over many on the ground. And I tell you, if you can win the Edo diaspora community, for instance, you have won Edo State by more than 80%. And this applies to so many other states in Nigeria. Now, apart from that, we now have, you know, a wealth of Nigerian community abroad that is contributing meaningfully to development in other countries. Now, you don't want to isolate these people. You want to learn from them. You want to bring them home, and you want them to see the hope of their own relevance, okay, in a government you want to build as president. So therefore, it will be fair to say that the contributions of Nigerians in the diaspora to the home front cannot be overemphasized. And when they talk about GDP, they talk about the remittances of Nigerians in diaspora. We see how much it is as far as Nigerian economy is concerned. And so therefore, Obi understanding this, himself being a Nigerian diaspora, okay, understand that this particular demography of the Nigerian political space is one that cannot be ignored, okay? Because when you win the diaspora, you are probably win, more than 1/3 of the entire Nigerian, population, and that is key. And the timing of this movement is equally key. You must agree with me that officially campaign has not started, and so therefore, while the Labour Party and the Obi campaign movement, they're already planning and strategizing how to embrace their campaign from sometime this September. They are taking this time now, pre-official campaign season, to now consolidate on this arrangement of getting everybody on board. And I can tell you, Pharmacist Remira, I can tell you today that by the grace of God, more than 80% of the Nigerian diaspora community have already fallen in love with Peter Obi. They've already endorsed Peter Obi, and so therefore all of these will ultimately translate into victory in 2023. So I think, like I said in one of my broadcasts yesterday, that looking at the way things are falling into place right now, Obi should probably spend more time writing his acceptance speech, than worrying about whether he's going to win this election. Obi is the next president. Peter the Rock and Yusuf Dati will surely go to Aso Rock.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lante. I like the way you say, and I like your confidence. I like all that comes from you, very positive. A lot of people have asked this question, and I think you've answered it very well. The diaspora of any country play a very important role in development, especially more so when diasporas from Nigeria are very, very special. We have huge economic power, and I think the Obi movement recognizes this, and that is why they are doing everything to get us into the mainstream. Because once we are involved, change is really, really imminent. Nobody grows. Growth sometimes needs an outside input to make it very strong. So I would agree with you that these many tours and visits to the diaspora community that is being done at the moment by Peter Gregory Obi is absolutely very important. And he has also promised something in the course of these visits, that once he becomes president, the issue of diaspora voting will be a foregone issue, because he's going to make sure that diasporans have an input. I'm surprised. Very small countries in Africa recognize the diaspora and they do vote. So it's very important that this will come, apart from the huge economic input that the diasporas already contribute to Nigeria's GDP. In the course of talking, Comrade Dr. Tony Agbons mentioned something about the Obi movement and the rally. We've looked at outside. Now let's come inside. The actual physical people that will vote. Many people are becoming obedient. They've been keeping quiet, but some are coming out. Only a few days ago, I saw a video of Araro, former legislator in Edo State, a strong man, a record of the APC, coming out to say a thing or two about the obedient movement. No other but our own Igodo. And now, the rallies everywhere, the rallies in different states is overwhelming. In fact, 1 million march is no longer an issue. We are talking of 2, 3, 4, 5 million. Dr. Tony Agbos, you started talking about the rallies. What is the implication of this rally to the Obi Dati movement? Take it from there, Dr. Tony Agbos.
Thank you very much, our anchor for the day, Pharmacist Comrade Remira. The truth of the matter is that we in the Obedient movement, we've been under a lot of ridicule. People have said, they'll soon tire. Obi joined the Labour Party in May, towards the ending of the month of May this year. And they were saying, there was no structure. Later, they were saying, they are making noise in social media. When Big Brother Nigeria begins, when Premier League football begins, we will know who is who. But we have seen in Nasarawa State. We have seen in Cross River State. We have seen Benue State. We have seen Edo State, Delta State. We've seen in Kaduna. We've seen, just yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Ibadan. We saw Abeokuta in Ogun State. Look, these are masses of people, showing solidarity and displaying their, what I would call their obediency. Because, in school, we used to describe, we say an adverb is a word that qualifies a verb. So that's why I'm very free to use the word obediency. Because
poetic license.
Poetic license. Our name, we are obedient. That is a noun. So, and when we become obedient, it is an adjective. So obediency is just flowing everywhere. If I was just beaming with smile yesterday, Comrade Lanta, I was watching your show, the program you did yesterday. I was like, wow, Ibadan was agog, Abeokuta was agog, and Comrade Pharmacist Remiran, this is Southwest Nigeria, yes. the supposedly stronghold of the APC, because the truth of the matter is that Nigerians know what they want. Nigerians want competence, they want capability, and they want somebody who is composed, who can do the job. So, and there are a lot of rallies that have been planned, for this month of September, for October. Even there's even one coming up in the UK here in London on October 1st. There are a lot planned in various cities in the world. Chicago have done their own, Canada have done their own, everywhere. So what more can we ask for? We are watching the event, and we are not just watching, we are being part of it. Man, this is good time for the Obdient movement.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbonge. I think you've said a lot in that short time of answering the question. And I'm really, really happy with what you said, because I was getting a bit worried that we weren't getting so much feelers from the southwest of Nigeria and some part of the north. But in the course of your speech, you did mention that there were a few rallies or 2 rallies in the southwest. So Obi is getting traction indeed in the southwest. And something very important, Dr. Tony Agbonge. This man is not spending shishi. How come people are putting themselves forward, and these rallies are just spreading like wildfire in Nigeria? Correlated to also Oraki, the many rallies of Peter Obi. What is your take?
Now, I like to start by completing a sentence made by, Dr. Agbonge. He said Nigerians know what they want, and Nigerians want what they know. Very simple. What we are saying is Nigerians knowing what they want, and Nigerians wanting what they know. Now, we cannot, devoid what is happening right now from the collapse of the Nigerian state in terms of security, the collapse of the Nigerian state in terms of economy, the collapse of the Nigerian state in terms of corruption. Today, I don't know if you are aware, okay, a new report that has just come out, is telling the world Nigeria right now is the second most insecure place in the world, the second most terrorized nation in the world. This is pure negative. Nigeria, we have always known, is currently the capital, the poverty capital of the world. This is a known fact. Okay, the records are there. You can go and verify. Okay, now the most difficulty to comprehend in all of this is that this is a country that is potentially the richest country in this world, potentially the richest in this world, and yet it is a country that is living in, abject poverty. So people cannot comprehend this. While we know these negatives, we equally understand that the positives are out there within us. It's only all we need is to reach it, fight for it, and entrench it. And so Nigerians looking at the landscape, all of these issues we're talking about right now, they are issues prepared, galvanized, planted, watered, protected by politicians, by the likes of Atiku Abubakar, by the likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that we have, less than 1% of the population richer than 90% of the population, and yet they want to keep us, in that perpetual agony. They profit from it. The last 8 years we've seen now, tapped on using poverty to, oppress the people more, so that by the time 2023 is approaching, all they want to do is to give handouts of, small bag of rice, small bag of beans, and people will rush to them, collect some money, and vote for them. Nigerians now say that has been a culture. That culture has to change, and therefore Nigerians, having collected small cups of rice and cups of beans and cups of salt and small money to vote in the past, to live, in very serious, under serious poverty for another 8 years. Some die in the process. Some cannot even see this day because of what they compromised 4 years ago. Because of their compromise 8 years ago, they have died. Their compromises have cost them. Nigerians are not saying we don't want shishi. Even if Peter Obi comes out now and starts doling out money, people will say, keep your money, spend it on something else. We will vote without this stipends. What we want right now, we want you to carry our collective mandate. And I have said, and I maintain this, that this movement is currently beyond Peter Obi. Peter Obi right now can no longer control this movement. This movement is an autopilot. What Peter Obi is just a vessel right now carrying the collective mandate of the Nigerian people to Aso Rock. And so all he has to do is to honor and pray God for longevity and wisdom to be able to harmonize the very interests, because Peter Obi is in Aso Rock already. He just wants to get to that date. And Nigerians are pushing because we've been through a lot having compromised. This time, no compromise. We just want to get the job done. And Peter Obi understands that. He's been part of the process. He knows what Nigerians are suffering. And he knows that there's an Eldorado out there if he can harmonize the Nigerian interests and put them to positive use for the Nigerian people, for a new Nigeria that we all expect, anticipate, and hope for to be born. And that is where we are. And that is why shishi does not play part in this. Everything you see is organic. And what you are saying is progressive. The Yoruba states, the Western states right now, they are gradually being immersed. I can tell you that the issue of this presidency by November, December will be a foregone conclusion. Obi, Peter, the Rock, is surely going to Aso Rock. God bless you, my brother.
Peter the Rock going to Aso Rock with Ahmed Dati, and Nigeria will be better for it. You have just said the rallies are generic, even when there is no shishi. Comrade, do we have any visual of our many rallies so that we can show to our people?
Yeah, while Comrade is looking for that visual, I just want to tee off from what Comrade said about the organic nature of these rallies and these meetings. One thing is this is how, like, Lante gave a lot of analysis, people buying cup of rice, cup of beans, and all that to coerce people to vote for them. In this particular Obdient movement, what I've noticed is that people are even bringing out their money to do it. And what we have always seen in our political system before is that politicians will bring money. I was talking to a friend of mine who is in one of them in APC, another one in PDP. He said, my brother Agbons, we are expecting them to bring money so that we will start getting things ready for campaign. I was like, really? You're expecting them to bring money? So, but when you look at the Obdient movement, it is the other way around. People are just voluntarily. A lot of WhatsApp groups are springing up. People are holding Zoom meetings, town meetings everywhere across Nigeria, everywhere across the world. And they are using their resources, making a face cap, t-shirt, bracelet, handbangles. I've forgotten this thing that market women, they wear, market men. What's the name of that? Apron. People are just doing it on their own and sharing it. Very organic. My brother, like Comrade Lante Ponsa, he said, by November, December, this is a done deal.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dr.
For a very long time, our Nigerians, we have suffered so much. And he believes that this is a movement that will rescue the entire Nigeria.
The reason we cannot move beyond this point is that
إنك أنت وهاب الذين يذكرون الله قياما.
We don't rent anybody now. We win. Now we take blood. We don't rent blood. We don't rent blood. No rent blood. We don't rent shishi. We don't rent so we want a better Nigeria. My flight is 150, my road is 30 million. The people kidnap you. So vote wisely. For a better Nigeria.
Thank you so much,
I am so happy watching this. Different parts of Nigeria, east, north, south, west. People are doing it on their own.
You may want to hear what a PDP chieftain said about this movement in Edo State. You referred to it earlier. Pharmacist Remira. Let's take a listen.
This tendency has taught me, and I do hope that the Nigerian political class learned that lesson. Is that anybody who thinks that the Arab Spring is only restricted to the Arab communities and that it's not possible in happening in Nigeria, then such a person is living in political hocus pocus and luxuriating in the aqua of political jikeri-pokeri.
Okay.
The aqua of
hocus pocus and political. Okay.
That's Igodo. He's looking at
Comrade, don't go and cut your tongue in trying to pronounce political rigorigori.
Yeah.
Let's take a call. I don't know if he's calling for this program. Hello. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Germany.
God bless you, sir. Go ahead, sir. You have 90 seconds.
What's his name, please?
Thank you.
Anthony Ajibola Omoroyi.
I want to thank you guys for what you are doing for the new Nigeria. You guys are really doing a great job. Well done. My point is regarding the issue of Wike and this new Nigeria we all are aspiring for. I think personally we should be careful the way we take this issue of Wike in combination with the OB movement. Because so many people are doing a lot of things, and the new Nigeria we want it from the ordinary Nigeria. It shouldn't be a situation that these guys will don't come in and hijack the process. Of course, nobody can prevent anybody to become obedient. The Constitution does not allow that. Even if Muhammad Buhari wants to be an obedient today, you can't prevent him from being part of the obedience. But I will really want us to be very conscious, taking people like the Wike and the rest in a kind of way that they become a center point of this whole discussion.
Yes.
They should be footnotes. Wike wants to be obedient. Yes, he's welcome. He can be obedient, but it should be footnote. I would prefer a situation where people like Comrade Lante Oriahi, to be discussed in the obedient movement. Tony Agbos, Austin, Aisha Yusuf, and Koboko, these kind of guys that are really driving this movement to be more relevant than people like Wike or Autumn or whoever, because these are the guys that are part of the problem. Even when we look at what led to the crisis in PDP, Wike cannot be exempted. These were the people, Autumn cannot be exempted. They were the people that never wanted the micro-zoning of the presidency. So if they lost out of that process, they cannot pretend to now be the one championing the new Nigeria. The new Nigeria should be championed, like I said, like people like you. People like Asha Yusuf that are really doing great job. Koboko, I see those guys on the street. I think this is what I really want us to be very conscious of in this discussion going forward till the election comes in. They will be there. Yes, we can measure them. Then let us measure them as footnotes. That is my very little contribution for now.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much, our friend and brother from Germany. How are you rationing the electricity there? Yes. Your contribution is absolutely very important, and we take it with all seriousness. In a short while, we shall be talking about the Wike issue. But just as we talk about this Obdient movement, for our comrade, I just want us to look at one issue again, which has become a bit of a slight problem in Nigeria. We know that 2023 election is very, very important. It is critical for where Nigeria will be going forward. And the umpire has a very important role to play. Yeah. By this, I'm talking of INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, currently being led by the chairman, Mahmoud. They've been very good in what they've been doing for the past few months, especially with the introduction of beavers. And we know the many stories and issues of PVC. We've said on many occasions in this platform that PVC should be an ongoing issue. But as the people show, my brother comrades, many people are worried and they are concerned. And they want INEC to be fair and give victory to whosoever win the election, of which we know that it will be Peter Gregory Obi. Dr. Tony Abbas, what is your assessment just now about INEC and the preparedness and the readiness for the 2023 elections?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother, comrade from Asisi Remira, and our brother that called in from Germany, Anthony Ajibola. Thank you, sir. You made a very valid point, and it's very well noted. With regards to INEC, I think for me, that is one body that we all have to keep an eye on. Knowing the antecedent of the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud, I believe he's going to do a good job. I believe very, very strongly. And my confidence is hinged on the fact that technology has come to stay. Technology has come to stay, my brother. And the fact that the initial results from the polling centers are going to be scanned and sent electronically, makes it impossible for rigging to happen. So that is where my confidence is, is really booming from. And number two, Nigerians, we all have to come out on that day to vote, because the higher the turnout for voting, the less likely. This is, I'm just speaking empirically from research. The more people that come out to vote, the higher the voting turnout, the less likely that election can be rigged. So, but the only thing, like I said, we just have to keep an eye on INEC. And when we need to speak, when we need to talk to them, we have to do it. And we also encourage Nigerians. I know it's part of your schedule today, Austin, so I don't want to, go into that. We also talk to Nigerians to go and pick up their PVC as well, which is ongoing now. So, but I believe INEC will do a good job. They too are Nigerians, and they are feeling, INEC officials are Nigerians, and they are also feeling this pinch. We are all in this together.
Thank you so much, Comrade Dr. Tony Abbas, for that reassurance to Nigerians and to our many viewers. You think, in your view, INEC has no choice. They will do the needful. Comrade earlier last week, I think, the president, meeting with a few APC people, did say that this election will be free and fair, and there will be no interference from the government. And I know you are the man on the street. These pillars of INEC and whether they will deliver a free, credible election in Nigeria is almost in the lips of the mouth of so many people in Nigeria and common man on the street. As we look towards February 2023, with the energy that this election has generated, Dr. Agbons has reassured us. What is your stake? What is your comment? What is your point? Are there any fears for INEC from your side? Please speak to your people.
Well, I think given the history that we've had, we need to be very meticulous. We need to tread, with a lot of suspicion. We cannot give anything to chance. This country is full of magic. I've known that. Even the issue of technology, we cannot fully trust that nothing can happen because technology was designed by man. And I'm sure that man can equally, Nigerians are desperate enough to get it manipulated if they can, and all of that. But we would trust, our people to be on ground. I reckon that this election may be one of the most closely watched elections because we have a history and everybody's aware of that history. And so everybody's suspicious of the next person. So to that extent, there may be, a good level of checks and, balances that would, eventually lead us to have, what's it called, an election that can be declared free, fair, and credible. Having said that, I'd like to say that the words of the president, for me, doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, with all due respect, he has not been in charge of this country since he was born. Not even since he was elected. He's never been in charge. And so whatever he comes out to say is what some people running the government tell him to say. That's not to say that, we are not seeing signs of suspicion. This same government is being accused currently, if you are not aware, of, nominating INEC commissioners to some states that are members of his own political party. And that is a dangerous game that contravenes relevant sections of the Constitution. And right now, the civil society groups in Nigeria, they are taking that matter up. And you will recall in the last electoral window, one, Loretta Onoche or whatever, who is a card-carrying member of APC, Onoche, a card-carrying member of APC, was nominated by this president to be an INEC commissioner, and that's a dangerous trend. You understand what I'm saying? In a process like this, where we want to ensure that things are free, fair, and credible, and yet they do some of these things to compromise it. So as we speak, the government has already been accused of nominating some people right now, about 2 or 3, INEC commissioners who are members of APC, to be cleared very soon by the National Assembly, and we know that when they are next to the National Assembly, they will be cleared. And so therefore, Nigerians right now are rising against this move by this same president who has said that it's not going to interfere. In what way would you interfere? Are you going to come to the streets and interfere? Is it not by some of these kind of moves, by compromising the process and all of that? So we cannot take anything, for granted. But be that as it may, I think that anybody who is planning to toy with this electoral process, to toy with this election, is playing with fire. You understand? I think we are conscientized enough now to even understand that if we find anybody sharing money to electorates around police centers, except the person keeping head for house, not carrying and follow body, I think Nigerians are ready enough for that. We are not saying that anybody cannot win the election, but we want to say let the result of the election count. I am very sure Labour are sure Labour is not doing anything to compromise the process by way of rigging. They don't even have the financial muscle to do so and all of that. But we are watching it the other two. You understand what I'm saying now? And suffice to state, just to thank Ajibola earlier for the comment he made. But I'll probably wait for when you get to Wike. But on this issue of election, I think that while we are suspicious, there will be very slim window for anything like rigging to take place because we will be watching even after voting.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Comrade Lante. While we are suspicious, we are resolute that these manipulations will not see the light of day. And yourself and Dr. Tony Abbas, I think you did this very well.
Yeah, I want to add something, Comrade Pharmacist.
Go ahead, Dr. Tony Abbas.
Yeah, in the spirit of what Comrade Oriaki was saying, if you notice, when INEC wanted to stop the registration, what's it called? A civil society organization took INEC to court. Exactly. So it's part of, and INEC had to, extend the new voter registration time. They have extended the window for about almost 1 month, which was something. So Nigerians are wiser. And like Comrade said, our political sensitization now, this is our 7th election. Our democracy is getting deeper and deeper, and it's good.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Abbas, for bringing that. I think at this junction too, I must congratulate the Nigerian Civil Society Group, especially Yaga Africa. They are doing a lot and many more that are involved in this process. I think they should be commended. Everything they've done is to put INEC in constant check. And I want to be on the side of both of you to say, while there is fear because we are human, I am sure that there is no way this election will be manipulated. Nigerians are wiser. And Dr. Tony Abbas, I want you to stop this because you are the brain boss of the coverage show. Yourself and CNC came up with something very important. I want to read it again to Nigerians. You said, Nigerians know what they want and want what they know.
Yes.
I think we should stamp that on our website, and that should be our regular words to our people on this show. Yeah. Nigerians know what they want, and they want what they know. This is very important. And thank you, Dr. Tony Abbas and Comrade Bosaraki, for wheeling that very important, should I call it a phrase now, or a sentence? And I read it again to our people. Nigerians know what they want and want what they know. Coverage show, September 2022. Our viewers, thank you so much for joining us. It's been very engaging. The phone lines are open. We are coming to the core of the matter, which is the capture of today's topic. APC, PDP, Labour Movement, and many other parties. Dr. Ajibola phoned in to talk about Wike. Wike is important as it is now in the Nigerian space because of the many issues happening around him. Why nobody will come to hijack the OB movement and the Labour movement, I think it is imperative that we speak about Governor Nyesom Wike because he seems to be a very special person in all this. Everybody is dancing to River State, either dancing to River State in London or dancing to River State in Abuja, dancing to River State in Turkey. Somebody has also asked, there might be a situation where they will be dancing to River State even in Russia. But it is important that we talk about it because the outburst of Governor Nyesom Wike this week, following the reaction of the present chairman of PDP, speaks volume. And I think River State is very important for the OB movement. River State must deliver for OB movement and indeed other southern states. And like Governor Wike himself would always say, when he's peppering them in their place, he's favoring us. And like I said, I think the complacency, the disconnect in APC, PDP will be a good omen for Labour Party and indeed Nigeria. So without missing words, what is your take? Wike and Ayu. Wike now seriously obedient. To believe or not to believe? Where do you stand?
You have a caller.
Let's take the call.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Okundaye Obashabon is my name, and I'm calling from Holland.
Go ahead, sir. You have 90 seconds.
Thank you so much. My contribution is actually, if, let me put it this way. It is something out of place, and particularly for those of you that are close or closer to this campaign. If it would be something out of place for the campaign to start putting maybe a team together, that will furthermore, give Nigerians that confidence, even though, yes, that confidence is already there in what, the president is doing. By that I mean a kind of economic team, economic advisors in terms of policies, or security advisors, start putting them in place now of defense. We practice a presidential system of government. We all know in Americans, presidential system as it is that we copied. In any election, you see these candidates start putting their own teams, whether economic team, security teams, or foreign affairs. I am just of that opinion that if maybe this kind of, probably they are working on it, behind the scenes, this would further, give Nigerian confidence that you see the kind of team this campaign is putting together. And I just have that feeling that if we can equally put that kind of things together in all different facets as it affects this campaign, it will go a long way, in giving Nigerians that confidence that, yes, we really mean business. Of course we do. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Thank you very much, sir. From Austin, I want to quickly respond to this man. I think what he has said is very key. It's beautiful. I want to assure publicly that we will do our best to transmit this information directly to the campaign team of incoming President Peter Obi. What he has said, I remember Obama did it when he was contesting. Even as a candidate, a major candidate in American elections, Obama already had, major key teams set up. He had his economic team, security team, different teams around governance, serving as in an advisory capacity, even as a candidate. So this man is suggesting that we can equally have Peter Obi begin to name people, in his own campaign team, in different areas, that will reflect some confidence in his, aspiration, of course, rekindle some hope in Nigerians that this man is going to, tackle issues from day one. And I think that makes some sense, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. But like I always advise, Nigerians, knowing how we are, sometimes when you start picking teams like that, some people will feel alienated and isolated. So some of these things, we just keep getting to those bridges and crossing them.
Yeah, but I think we need to suggest it to the team. They should know best what to do, because eventually they are going to set up a campaign team. Everybody will not be there. So Nigeria will accept that.
Yes,
for a candidate who looks ahead to say, I'll set up a 3-man committee like this, like Patutomi, this and this, to serve in advisory capacity as members of my economic team going into the elections and all of that, formulating policies, you understand what I'm saying, and looking at the issues of Nigeria state today, the complexities and best ways to tackle them, and advising the candidate with the kind of confidence in Nigerians that this man from the day one will be ready for the job.
Thank you so much, our brother Okundaye. Komelati, I was asking a question. Is Wike becoming really obedient in the face of Wike Ayu saga?
Let's take a listen to Wike. Particularly in this last outburst.
Papa, you said we are children. Yes, the children brought you to the chairman of the party. The children brought you from the gutter. The children brought you from the what? Gutter. To make you chairman, it is the children. You were impeached as Senate president. You were sacked by Obasanjo in his administration 2 times. Now we are saying that you don't want the party to win election. We will help you. These children you say we are, these boys we are, that brought you from nothing. Nothing. I said from nothing. We brought you. You say you founded this party. But you left the party. You left the party in 2007. You founded a company. You left the company. People stood and brought out the company to what it is today. You have no moral right to still come and claim that you founded that party and that company. You left with your shares. Other shareholders have come in. You were the one who said, and then when they talk about integrity, you said, when so thing happens, I will do so thing. Now what you said has happened. Why not show as a man of honor, as a man of integrity, by telling Nigerians what I promised you I will do, and now have come to do. If Shane Magende is a boy, out of your brother, who
Well,
Things fall apart, and this winter cannot hold.
I'm going to start.
May anarchy loose upon the land.
I'm going to start. Our brother Jibola made, some observations. I think we must not misconstrue, our highlighting of Wike's outbursts, for.
Comolante, while you are talking, our viewers are asking for our numbers. Can you stamp it again, please?
Okay. Yeah, I think we cannot, we must not misconstrue, our call, for instance, or talking about Wike's outburst and things like that for, the idea that we are placing Wike, over and above every other thing. We recognize that all of these politicians, they've all played their own part in making Nigeria what Nigeria is today. But I think it's noteworthy that we recognize that the reason why we talk about these is because, majorly for me, it's because, we must recognize that anarchy, in the fold of our historical, oppressors, is a hope for the new Nigeria that we are building. And so therefore, we must continue to highlight the anarchy that is existent within them. Anywhere we see APC fighting PDP, it is a good thing for Nigerians, particularly now that we have an alternative. We are no longer right now, entrapped. You want to take this caller?
Let's take it, please.
Hello. Yeah. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Good evening. My name is Dixon. I'm calling from Luton.
Luton in London. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for all you do, and most especially Agbons and pharmacist Remire and your humble self, the CEC. I want to congratulate us for the award you brought in today. That was a fantastic one. I want to quickly talk about INEC. In as much as we know that the head of INEC, somebody that is of high reputation, he wants to maintain his integrity. But we know, we have spotted that some of the people that work with him are not with a clean hand. They act with suspicions, especially recently we heard of how some connived to rig elections and so on and so forth. Like Comrie earlier said, he said no stone should be left unturned. I want to suggest that going forward, before the election, we should continue to monitor their activities and beaming your searchlight on them or their activities of their head, put them on the spot, make them to sit upright, so that they will not be found wanting at the end. We should not give room to any problem that will emanate later on then with that, we keep saying, I know we would have done better.
Yeah.
I think it is better to start it now as issue is being raised. We should be more searchlight on them so that we'll keep them in abeyance from what we think they might do. Then coming to Wike issue is Wike can be welcome to the fore, but President to be should not go in a kind of having a promise or giving a word to say, when I'm elected, you'll be this or you'll be that. I think those things, Wike is not somebody that should be romanced in such a way. Wike has no diplomacy. Wike speaks, senselessly, to be quite honest. He's not this 21st century politician at all. And so we should have that in mind. And especially what he said about capacity and so on and so forth really tells a lot about who he is and he should not be trusted.
What's your name again, sir? Just before you go, I couldn't get that quite.
Dixon,
oh, thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Good points made by Dixon. Noted, yes.
Comrade, you were on your mic when that call came. If you can continue, sir.
So I was trying to say, that our highlighting, the issue, the anarchy within the PDP and APC is not because we are happy to welcome them to Labour per se, but they are welcome if they want to come into Labour. There's no doubt about that. But it's to say that if PDP is having problems, it's good news for Labour Party. Because right now, across Nigeria, the most stable political party in Nigeria right now, the party that is displaying high sense of leadership right now, it's the Labour Party under the leadership of Peter Obi. So we already seen a microcosm of what Nigeria would be, okay, under Peter Obi. We already seen it in Labour Party.
And Obidati.
Yes, Obidati. The man, and his running media in charge of the party already. Yeah. You understand the people I'm saying now? We see how the man is negotiating, aligning Nigerians, to see a future with this Nigeria, not to give up. And the hope is being rekindled. People are happy. Everybody is becoming obedient. They are not obedient in isolation. They are obedient because they are seeing the kind of leadership being provided by the Obidati, leadership. That's talking of Peter Obi and, of course, Obidati. So, Yusuf Dati. Now, moving a bit from that, okay? You often hear somebody like Gino Merai call Atiku Abubakar, unifier. Now, I find that very problematic. You are a candidate of a major political party. You are unable to unify your party. We are seeing this kind of infighting where people are openly throwing jibes and insults at each other, and you are their candidate. And somebody is saying that you who cannot manage your own political party will come and manage a diverse entity like Nigeria, much bigger, in scope and in every way than your own small party that my own little son can manage. So at the end of the day, it's the practical reality of what is happening in PDP underscore the fact that, Nigerians cannot trust Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar is not a unifier. It's one that Nigeria will even be more divided under if it's given a chance. And so Nigerians should, holistically beam their searchlight and look at the way of Peter Gregory Obi, who came into Labour. Labour was divided when he came in. Labour had two leadership. Okay? He came into Labour, settled down, sorted Labour out. Labour became united, became stronger, and Nigerians right now are proudly, happily expressing themselves as, as patriots of the Labour movement in Nigeria, as patriots of the Obidati movement. So what we see in this microcosm of the Peter Obi revolution is exactly what is going to translate into the wider Nigerian space. So which means that the only candidate we have in these three political parties that is sure to bring peace to bring justice, to bring tranquility, to bring progress and development to the Nigerian state is Peter Gregory Obi, and of course Yusuf Dati. And Nigerians must trust this ticket. Nigerians must believe in this ticket, because this ticket is carrying the collective will and aspirations of Nigeria. Nigerians who love what they know and they want what they love.
Thank you so much, Komilante. With the Wike saga and the anarchy in APC and other parties, you are not worried. If anybody wants to be obedient, is welcome. And like you would always say, all of us must not sleep and put our head on the same direction. If they come, they are just coming just to support it. They are not coming to take up anything at all. I have my comments on the Wike saga, but I will give Comrade Dr. Tony Agbot. Please put your mouth on this issue. Wike, is he really obedient to be or not to be?
My brother, I don't know if you remember the story of Esau and Jacob in the Bible when they were going to be blessed by their father Isaac. And the mother of the home, Rebecca, played some, she played some game. And the blessings that was due Jacob, that was due Esau, the eldest son, went to Jacob, the second son. And when Isaac was going to give that prayer, he says that the body of the person, because he put the skin of the animal on his arm and on his shoulder, and the voice, they were different. But anyway, he went ahead to give the blessings, and he pronounced blessings on Esau's blessings. He gave them to Jacob. Now, I want to draw an analogy here. The body language of Governor Nyesom Wike is very obedient. I'm a body language expert. I do a lot of things in communication. So when you see his body language, is a very obedient body language. So he may not say it. This is my own. What I'm saying now is my personal opinion. Okay? So, and like Comrade Lante said just now, the more anarchy they have in the APC and PDP, the better for us in the obedient movement. So far, when you're in the political arena like this, you use all available, legit means to get what you want. Legit, because we are talking of a new Nigeria, not propaganda, not trying to malign anybody. But you can definitely see that the so-called unifier is not unifying anything. You can definitely see that the so-called I know how to bring people together, Jagaban, it's not bringing people together. Otherwise, how come they are having a Muslim ticket? Major issue of diversity, they failed the test. And that has put the party. There are a lot of I have friends in the APC. I tell you, even these are practicing Muslims. They are not happy with that ticket. Although people are no longer talking about it, but people have not forgotten. The fact that people are no longer talking doesn't mean that they are forgotten. And you see the PDP everywhere is in disarray. Sule Lamido is saying this today. Ayu is saying this today. Bode George is saying that today. BOT chairman is saying the other one tomorrow. They know that their house is not in order. And people who cannot put a political party house in order, are these the people we are going to entrust a nation as huge and as diverse as Nigeria into their hands? So the signs are there. The signs are there. And Nigerians, let us shine our eyes. Make we open our eyes. I've removed my glasses. Let's open our eyes and be wise. Let's hold on to the Obi Dati movement. And to be honest, my brother, this Obi Dati movement is beyond political party persuasion. These people are competent. They are tried and tested. They can deliver. They are young. They are fit. Look at the way Obi is traveling all over the place. From here to here, there to there, one interview to the other. He's taking pictures with people. Let some people go and do this. They cannot even climb step.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbos. When you said look into my eyes, I really saw the beautiful eyes. I was really looking. But Tony Agbos, I beg to differ. I think APC, they know what they are doing. I think they are very bishops. They've done so well there, man. So they are doing well in unifying things that are not relevant. Yourself and Correlated, you've said it all. But I just want to have a small swipe on Wike. I think that he is obedient physically, but I think his actions and inactions prior to this led us to where we are at the moment. Sometimes our politicians are very, very optimistic. Even when they see the road very blind, they are very hopeful. If Governor Wike has tilted the table slightly and giving support to Obi whilst he was in PDP, we would have been having this now. But like Correlated would always say, it happens for a reason. Probably maybe the incoming President Peter Obi might not have been able to deliver well if he was still in PDP. So picking a fresh and brand new party, I think is a good omen for us. And I love the way Correlated puts it, that the unifier, as also said by the comedian, what's his name again? The comedian spokesman of the PDP, talking of skeleton that sinks.
Dino Melaye.
I think it's not a unifier, it's a unit destroyer. Because in a small group, they've still been unable to settle themselves. And their problems continue to make Wike relevant and shaking indeed the table. So Wike is welcome. It can be tacitly obedient, it can be physically obedient, it can be spiritually obedient. Everything to make the Obedient movement a reality and VP and president in 2023 is indeed welcome. As we wrap up on this Wike issue, I want to ask a very important question. If Wike is obedient, what happens to Rivers State PDP elections? Will he be obedient in the morning and be disobedient in the evening? Come
Now, if honestly, if you ask me, in my projections, Wike being obedient or not obedient is not relevant to me anymore. I can tell you the truth of a fact. If you like, he do Naintoro. If you like, he not do Naintoro. My joy is that there's anarchy in PDP, and Wike is at the center of that anarchy, and that portends good for all of us. Now, I will advise Wike, if he's listening, for his own political life, whether privately or publicly, he needs to be obedient. It's for his own interests. Because the reason is that Wike can no longer command the voters in Rivers State to tell them what to do. The voters in Rivers State have decided to be obedient. Wike arrived in Nigeria 2 days later. The electorate of Rivers State organized a 2 million man march for Peter Obi. That is massive. That is thunderous. That, is not what, is under the charge of any individual that anybody can control. You can only align with that, a movement like that, or you will be against the movement. It's one of two things. Wike cannot buy that movement, cannot pocket that movement. That movement is a movement that is loyal holistically to Peter Gregory Obi. So it will be in the interest of Wike to publicly or privately or silently or spiritually be obedient. Now, I don't give a damn, with all due respect, because what we want in Rivers State, is the electorates that will be loyal to the obedient movement, and we already have them. And we have projected that between now and December, everything going on the same way we are looking at it. The issue of Obi becoming president will be a foregone conclusion. Whether 100 Wike come to Rivers State or agree to be obedient or they are not obedient, it doesn't really matter anymore, because we have long past the stage where one governor will decide how his own state will vote. Somebody will say, PDP is going to win a state. I told the person, I said, you are just joking. Anybody who backs on that, is just going to fail woefully, because Edo State is already settled and sorted. As a matter of fact, the margin with which Peter Obi is going to win in Edo State is what we are discussing. Will it be 80%? Will it be 90%? Will it be 95%? Will it be 75%? That is what we are discussing, not whether Peter Obi is going to win Lagos State. PDP has nothing at all. In Edo State, PDP has nothing at all to get out of from Edo State. That's one part. The other aspect I want to probably talk about Wike is that I probably don't see Wike's open declaration for Labour Party or any other political party because of his own interest in PDP. Okay? Because he has an interest in PDP. Can we take this caller?
Yes, let's take one more call before we close.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Northampton.
So, Mr. Kingsley, you've got 60 seconds.
Okay, so the first thing I need to say is that the wisest decision we will take is to join Labour Party. Reason is that there is no amount of promise we can give APC to win election in Rivers State. Rivers is already Labour. So it is the best route for Wike's relevance post-2023 election. Number two, I also need to encourage the Obdient group campaign team because apparently all other parties are getting ready for the election, for the campaign season. So I also need to encourage the Obdient team to get very, very prepared because what is coming is going to be very huge. So far, so good. We are doing very well, and I hope we will be able to sustain it till February 28th.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Kingsley from Northampton. So, like he said, I just want to allude a bit to what Kingsley has said. Now, I am thinking that Wike may not leave PDP because he has interest in the governorship, of Rivers State. That's one. The second aspect is that it's quite possible that Wike and the entire entourage, including the governorship aspirants of the of the PDP, may just move to Labour Party, but then it will be too late. But that movement can actually take place after the governorship election when that probably could happen, when they probably have been elected, a PDP governor. They cannot move their entire everything and become Labour. You understand what I'm saying now? But right now, before the elections, it's increasingly difficult to see open declaration for Labour by Wike. But we sense that a lot of things are speaking to the fact that is obedience in spirit.
Comrade, can I just, sorry, pharmacist, I'm just interjecting here. That is why I was talking about body language some few minutes ago. I've got some friends who are very politically exposed. Some of these people cannot openly declare, and you can understand that. This is politics. Senators will not just come and say, oh, I'm supporting Peter Obi. So there's a lot of undercurrent that goes on, and which comrade, in the political game. Politics is just, it's more than mathematics. It's like further maths that we used to do in secondary school those days. So you have to solve the equation from left to right, and then you balance it. So there are a lot of very powerful people who are, subcutaneously, let me use a scientific word now, supporting this Obdient movement, but they can't come out publicly. Yeah. So, and many will come out publicly as we go towards the election.
Yes.
And like I've said, when you look at the body language and some of the way the Rivers State governor is speaking, Otom, the Benue State governor, Donald Duke, the former governor of Cross River State, Ikpeazu, Makinde, a lot of them who are very, very disenchanted with what is going on where they are. And anyhow it is, we take it.
Even under IPC, off the records, we already see the signs,
Yes.
we are seeing them. Bro, my brother, I think the important thing is that the Benin masses,
yes,
we cannot, we will not be bothered about what material we use to kill our enemies, provided they go with their problems to their graves. That is what this is about. So everything will align to make Obi become president, and that is what we want. And that is it, nothing more. So anyhow we get there, the end will justify the means, my brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, fellow Musketeers. The time is fast spent. I think we've done justice to this. I am quite in support of the conclusion we've arrived at with the issue of Wike, IU saga, and whether Wike is obedient or not. And Comrade, you put it very, very succinctly. Thank you so much for that. For our many viewers, thank you for all your support, all your comments on our chat room today, both on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our Twitter handle. You guys have been spot on. It is your darling program, The Comrade and Friends. I want to apologize again for starting very late, but I must say that today's show has really been buzzing. Thank you so much, guys, for all that you've contributed. I want to thank in a very special way our brother Anthony Ajibola, who ran in all the way from Germany. Your suggestion, your input is absolutely and ever so apt. Thank you so much for that, and you even made a contribution. For our brother Okundaye Obayambo, all the way from Holland, Netherlands, thank you so much for ringing in. And I hope I got this name correctly. Mr. Dixon from Luton in the United Kingdom, thank you for ringing in. Thank you for your contribution. And our brother Kingsley from Northampton, United Kingdom, thank you for ringing in and thank you for your contributions. I must also thank all our supporters who have been giving us stars. Thank you so much for what you're doing, for what you are doing. And our in-house administrator, no other Dr. Tony Agbons, for letting me know that Mr. Ebenowe Godwin has given us 99 stars. Mr. Ebenowe Godwin, thank you so much.
Ebenove.
Sorry, Ebenove. I'm very sorry. Mr. Ebenove Godwin, thank you for giving us stars. 99 stars. You are super. Thank you so much for all you do. Stay out of trouble. But just before I go, I want to highlight a few things that we talked about today. We've celebrated the Comrade Show and many award winners for that award. Comrade Show, Comrade and Friends, this is a time for you to work hard. Work, you must. Congratulations for the award. To Bishop Matthew and Kukah, we say happy cheers to your 70 years. Congratulations, and please continue to speak truth to power. And for the Obi movement, Gregory Peter Obi and the Labour movement, we say continue to fire on. Nigeria needs you now. Our country must change. If you are still out there and you are not obedient, what are you waiting for? What is your reason? Please be obedient. Pick up your PVC, go and register, pick up your BBC and have it. INEC, you are very important in this election. Do the needful. Give victory where victory is. And for Governor Wike and other governors and top politicians in the other side, continue to be obedient. Do it whatever you want to do it. If you don't join the train, you'll be missing a lot. And I want to say, I've said this again, and I'm very happy for what CNC and Dr. Tony Agbons have done. I want this time because I find it very, very, very important. And I will conclude by repeating again. Nigerians know what they want and want what they know. I said it again from the Comrade Show. Nigerians, they know what they want and they want what they know. Comrade Show 2023. Thank you for listening. Have a very good weekend. Bye for now from all of us.
Comrade Show, Wike, Comrade Lante Oriente. Peace.